Trade in global goods outpaced expectations in the first half of the year, according to the World Trade Organization. In response, it raised the growth forecast from August 0.9% to 2.4%. Officials say there's been a surge in United States imports before anticipated tariff rises and an increase in AI-related products. In the first half of the year, goods used in artificial intelligence like semiconductors, servers and telecoms equipment grew 20% on 2024, accounting for nearly half of that trade growth. Other digital elements also boosted trade. But looking ahead to 2026, it's a gloomier picture. The WTO has revised down its initial forecast of 1.8% in trade growth to 0.5%. Economists expect US tariffs and counter-tariffs to take full effect. Let's talk to Johanna Hill, who's the Deputy Director General of the WTO. Great to have you on Global Business Europe. Let's start with those positives and what has lifted world trade so far this year. It's all about AI, isn't it?
Well, world trade really has shown to be resilient. We have seen three effects this year. First, as you mentioned, we have seen front-loading of imports into the U.S. market. We have also seen trade-related goods in AI have picked up this year very strongly. These have to do with servers, they have to do with telecom equipment, semiconductors, and this has really contributed almost half to this growth that we're seeing this year. And thirdly, and very importantly, South-South trade has really picked up also. So the rest of the world is continuing to trade. I think that back of the envelope calculations that we have done, because usually we do it as regional groups, but back of the envelope calculations, South-South trade for the first half of the year has been around 8% in terms of volume, well above the 6% of the rest of the world.
So in terms of where that global growth is coming from, is it the same picture from China to the United States?
Well, we have seen that in that case, the bilateral trade has gone down.
Okay, but there is uncertainty ahead, isn't there? In terms of looking ahead to 2026, what are the things that are pointing to that slowdown in trade growth?
Yes, we see trade policy uncertainty hitting next year in terms of uncertainty of tariffs. Also, trade policy more generally, if it's going to spread the uncertainty to other countries, maybe having more trade restrictions. That's on the downside. But there's also uncertainty on the upside. Will there be more growth in trade, AI-related goods trade? Will we also see other trade with other regions picking up? So we also see uncertainty both in the upside and the downside.
Okay, and what's going on in Europe?
Well, we have seen Europe participating very actively here in the World Trade Organization. They have also seen their trade picking up. And we see the perspectives for the next year, as for the whole world, as I said, coming down to a 0.5%.
You've also have a quite subdued forecast for the global south. Even you said that there was that increase in south-to-south trade. So what's going on there?
Well, as you said, the trade policy uncertainty, we see that affecting worldwide trade in goods, and we also see affecting services. Services trade has been the sector that has been growing the most over merchandise trade and agriculture, but even services trade is being affected. We see the forecast for this year growth at 4.5% versus more than 6% last year. And we see that coming even down a bit more to 4.4% of next year. This is because some services are related to goods trade. We're talking about logistics, talking about transportation, but also in travel, for example. So we see the world economy that might be affected by these uncertainties.
Johanna Hill, Deputy Director General of the World Trade Organization. Great speaking to you. Thank you.